Okay, before the video starts, I just wanted to show you guys a quick proof that Sugar is my sister. A lot of people have been requesting that, so I just wanted to post this picture right here. And that should pretty much prove it right there. If you actually want to go see the official tweet, it's still there. Just go ahead and click on the link. I'll probably put a link in the description below if you want to check it, but otherwise, there it is. So the video today is going to be on self-checkout. So I love working at self-checkout. Self-checkout was probably one of the easiest jobs I ever had because more than half the time you're just standing there. A lot of the work is done by the computers. The computer thanks the customer, the computer tells them what to do. On self-checkout, they only are there to assist customers. If you need help with anything or whatever, that's pretty much what they're supposed to do. So I worked at a hardware store. It's kind of similar to Tim Tom. And in fact, it's the exact same place. I worked at this hardware store, and so working at self-checkout meant that most of the time you wouldn't see like the big items like wood and other major big items like kitchen appliances. And I remember plenty of times when I would have like customers come up and try to buy certain products with the self checkout, but then immediately go, okay, scan me. It's like if you needed someone to scan your items, you can go to the checkout. You can go to the regular register, which has a private, which you can think about it as like it's your private little helper. It does all the work for you, and all you have to do is pay. I think it's hilarious because really self checkout is kind of like you do it all yourself, and that's it. Like, obviously, you need to have someone there just in case you mess up or whatever, so I totally get that. But what makes me annoyed is when people come up and just demand it. Now, there's a difference between demanding it and just asking for it. A lot of times people come up and assume that you can just, that like, you just walk up and you can just have it scanned. If you really want that, just go to a regular register, but if you can't, I totally understand that it might be faster. If you're bringing up one item and you need it scanned, I'm not going to be mad at you. I will be mad at you if you bring up like 20 items that all have different SKUs and all this stuff, or it doesn't even have a barcode to scan. That's the other thing. Before you go to self-checkout, make sure you have the actual barcode to scan. If you don't have the barcode, it's going to be impossible to scan anything. I've had people come up to me and say like, "Why are you doing it this way? Like, you should do it this way." If you're at self-checkout and you're mad at me for doing something, then I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, so like I said, I just wanted to tell you a few stories I thought were pretty interesting. Like I said, if you ask like, "Hey, can I have some help?" instead of "scan this," like there's a difference. Like I'm going to treat you differently. In fact, at this hardware store, they'd also give you like a 10% discount if like you had like a military ID. But sometimes, if you were just being really nice to me, I would probably just give you like this 10% discount. You're allowed to give 10% discounts for like to keep the customer satisfaction up. So believe me, I've done it. I've probably only done it like 4 or 5 times, but believe me, if you treat your home improvement store employees well, they may not give you a discount every time, but they might slip in a discount for you because we're allowed to. Now, I remember working the last day at the home improvement store. I'm not working there currently because I'm at school. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm going to help everybody. And I always come up with this one. Well, there's always one customer that always comes up, brings up like, I don't know, 30 pieces of like wood, and then they go, "Help me," and they just ignore you. Like you're like, "Okay, well, how many pieces of wood do you have?" Like, I noticed you have like the same. I don't know. I have, I, I don't have respect for customers that do that. I think it's a little bit disrespectful. I'm just asking to have a verified number. If you say you have 24 and I count 25, I can warn you that you have extra. So every single time a customer does that to me, I just completely ignore them back, count the amount, and not say anything else. I put it in and say, "All right, go ahead and pay." And even if it's more than it should be, Like, I don't know what to tell you. If you complain to me, hey, you overcharged me. Well, I'm sorry. I was just trying to do my job. I had one customer also tell me that because I was working at the home improvement store, I wasn't working as hard. I had one guy come up and he's like, "Are you working hard?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working hard." I mean, working at the home improvement store, I worked probably about 24 to 36 hours a week. So that was a lot for me, especially since it was a part-time job. And then this guy would be like, "No, no, 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 no. You're not working hard. I work 70 hours a week." Sir, I don't care. Like, go ahead and work your 70 hours a week doing I don't know what, but if you're going to ask me that question and be rhetorical right after, like, I don't know what to say to you. So, that's pretty much it with self checkout. Self checkout to me was one of the most exciting parts of working in the home improvement store because most of the customers that came up didn't bring items that were very obscure. We have like items like bricks and other items like that don't have SKUs, so you have to look it up in this like little book. And the worst thing is that the book that self checkout that like it's like a cashier's book or something that lets you see what every item in the store is. I it half the time it would take super long. So to have customers come up and say like, "Oh, I need you to put this in for me." So I'd be like, "Okay," and then be like, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait a minute or two. The computer's a little slow," and half the time these customers will get so mad at me, even though it has nothing to do with me. I'm just waiting for the computer, and they'll walk out of the store like with the item. I've seen people walk out the store with the item that they didn't pay for and just walk out. Oh, and then finally, this is like one of the craziest stories I think that's ever happened to me. We were at the self checkout. This lady comes up and she's like, "I want to pay my bill." I'm like, "Okay, I can pay her bill." We have the home improvement card, and so she walked up and said, "All right, I'll give you this amount." But apparently, it didn't work out the way she wanted. She wanted to use like some kind of gift card, but unfortunately, we don't accept gift cards to pay for a credit card. So she got really mad at me and she said, I don't know. She just kind of got mad. I said, "All right, let me take this all off and restart it." And so when I took it all off, the self checkout machine started shooting out money. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" It shot out about $50 worth of cash. She grabbed the cash immediately, put it in her wallet. I looked at her and I said, "Ma'am, that's not your money." And obviously you're not allowed to like really attack the customer too much, and also luckily they have her information, so they have it on camera of her taking this money. I don't know what happened to her after this, but after that, like I brought in like the store manager even came up, and she was complaining about how tired she was and how sick she was. Believe me, she was really sick. Like I was actually concerned like I would get some kind of sickness from her. And I couldn't believe it, but she said, "Oh, I'm too tired," and walked up. And I'm like, as she's walking out of the store, I'm like, I said straight to the store manager, I'm like, um, she just took $50. Like I was explaining how the $50 like came out of the machine for no reason. I to this day I don't ever take like payments on card at the self checkout because I don't want that problem again. And she just walked out with the $50, and I was like, is aren't we supposed to do something? And she's like, "Oh no, no, don't worry about it. We'll just have asset protection, figure out the problem." So, I guess you can walk out of the store with $50. I mean, you're not gonna get charged or anything, but I guess that's pretty much it. It was the weirdest situation I think anybody could ever go through, and I went through it. It was like one of the last 2 or 3 weeks before I finally quit and came over here to school and starting to studying to become a computer engineer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. As usual, I always post well, not every comment. Since recently, the last video has like, or I think it's like 2 videos ago, has like a ton of comments. I think I'm just gonna pick like the top 20 comments So you'll just be seeing the comments on the screen here. I love posting all the comments, so make sure you post your comment and maybe you'll be up in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'm really excited to be making these videos. Unfortunately, though, they might be a little bit slow due to the fact that my school hasn't really started up yet. I've just gone through introductions, and now the next week might hold me back a little bit, but I'll be trying to get out at least like one video a month. If I can have more time, I'll try to do 2 videos a month, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. See you later.